morning. Greetings, friends, and welcome to The Brightside, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado, registered pharmacist number 12275. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your vitality and health and well-being, and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That's why we're here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 27 years of practicing pharmacy, I've seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity and skin diseases like acne, psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds. Recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle, but what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure, because the human biological system is a healing system, it's a regenerating system, it is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis, and while some folks may call that healing system a miracle, it really is no miracle at all. It is simply the way the body works. If you have questions about health or nutrition, we are here for you on The Bright Side. Our number is 855-660-4261. If you have questions about prescription drugs, ingredients, medications, the longevity products, if you want to get off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, let us help you. 855-660-4261 is our number. Likewise, if you have a success story or if you simply want to contribute to the conversation, 855-660-4261 is our Bright Side phone number. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products you hear advertised on the program, recommended on the program, you can head over to my website, brightsideben.com. Take a look at our shopping cart. We've got all the longevity products up, including my personal favorite, the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, now Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0. Listen, folks, if you haven't tried this stuff yet, give it a shot. I've been watching the results for 17 years. Results like lower blood pressure, results like weight loss, results like appetite suppression, results like just plain feeling better. It tastes great. It's wonderful for kids. It's especially effective if you have any kind of digestive impairment that is compromising your ability to get nutrients. The liquid format means it goes right to work. You can find out all about it at brightsideben.com, or you can call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. That's 866-735-2470. Ask them about joining the team as well for a one-time $10 fee. You can start yourself a longevity business, help share the products, earn yourself thank you checks. Some folks are earning a lot of thank you checks by sharing the product. And you can find out all about it by calling the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470, 866-735-2470, or heading over to brightsideben.com and clicking on the Join the Team link on the upper left-hand corner of the page. All right. We are talking cell disease, cell energy. All disease is cell disease. We say that all the time. That's a mantra on the Bright Side. All disease is cell disease, specifically the cell membrane, the coating on top of the cell, which controls all the behaviors inside a cell via interpretation of the environment. The cell is sitting in an environment, and it's reading the environment. That environment is getting read via the processing system, the information processor called the cell membrane. Thus, the cell membrane is, in essence, the brain of a cell. It's liquid crystal. It is just the same kind of material that's in your computer chip at home, in your PC at home. It's a little tiny computer chip. It processes information and channels that information to the inside of a cell. And then the inside of a cell does whatever that cell does. When a cell breaks down, it breaks down for only one reason. All disease is cell disease. All cell disease is cell membrane disease. When a cell is diseased, there's only one reason why it is diseased, and that's a lack of energy. It's all about energy, you guys. All about energy. From a macro perspective, energy for us, and from a microscopic perspective, energy for a cell. This lack of energy from a physical perspective, this lack of energy at the cell level follows starvation, lack of nutrition, thus the importance of nutrients and nutritional supplementation. It follows suffocation, thus the importance of getting oxygen into your body. This is why oxygenation or lack thereof is such a crisis to the body. And then toxification, the accumulation of poisons. Lack of energy follows starvation, suffocation, toxification. Once in a while, no big deal. Cells have a lot of redundancy. You got 100 trillion cells. Cells are constantly being born and constantly dying. If it just happens a little bit, that's not a big deal. But lack of energy chronically, lack of cell energy, starvation, suffocation, toxification chronically for years, for decades, big problem. Starvation, suffocation, toxification, ultimately inflammation, represent a burden on the body, represent a stress on the body, represent a burden and a stress on cells. And they cost us nutrients, which of course leads to more starvation, suffocation, toxification. And the ultimate reason for this whole mess comes from something that is getting into the pristine, holy, sacred, perfect biological system over and over and over again. And guess where that comes from? Well, to a certain extent, you probably have an environmental toxicity, just our air is poisoned. But for the most part, this chronic burden on the body comes in through food and digestive impairment. In other words, impaired digestion, wrong foods. These all have a negative effect on energy, specifically on cell energy, and from that point, all disease follows. And this should just be common sense. What's worse than the burden of these foods, than the burden these foods represent, the lack of nutrition these foods represent, the empty nature of these foods, is the fact that these foods put the body into a defensive posture. Food in general puts the body in a defensive posture. There's a guy on TV, forgot his name, he specializes in eating a lot of food. He calls the show Man versus Food. You've probably seen this show, Man versus Food. Now, leaving aside the craziness of having a battle with your food, where did that come from, this idea of where we fight our food, man versus food? This guy, leaving that aside, this guy consumes these ridiculous amounts of hamburgers and milkshakes and steaks. And one of the things that happens to him when he gets into his eating frenzy, when he's eating really hard and really fast, he's going to start to sweat. He starts to sweat, he gets dizzy, and if you look at him closely, he can't really talk. His eyes kind of roll back in his head. He can't concentrate. This is all the manifestation of an activated stress system, an activated survival system. Now, most of us aren't going to be eating these ridiculous amounts of food. Most of us aren't competitive eaters. So most of us aren't going to be exhibiting these dramatic signs of stress like sweat dripping down our face when we're eating our food. But nonetheless, the stress response is still there, no matter what we're eating. Even small amounts of the right foods can activate this stress response. Foods represent the most important and chronic stressor on the body, even in the best of conditions. But certainly the burden of processed foods, nutrient-depleted foods, empty foods, junk foods, certainly this burden represents a major, significant factor in the formation of disease. This stress and the stressor that food represents ultimately is going to compromise how we process energy, how the body processes energy, and that means reduced energy to the cells that make up the tissues and the glands and organs of the body. And in addition to activating the stress response, the defensive response, the inflammatory and immune response, it's all the same thing. Defensive response, immune response, inflammatory response, stress response. These kinds of foods are ultimately going to deprive the cell of the energy it needs to do what it needs to do, not just via the stress response, but also because of the empty nature of these foods. Under these burdensome and energy deprivation conditions, cells just can't do what they need to do. Cells won't grow and divide correctly. It'll look like the problem is in the organ. It'll look like the problem is in the pancreas. It'll look like the problem is in the thyroid or whatever gland or whatever tissue, but ultimately it's the cell. But we don't notice it because we're focused at the macro level. We don't notice that the problem is at the cell level. Hypothyroidism is thyroid cell disease. Diabetes is pancreas cell disease. Multiple sclerosis is nerve cell disease. Crohn's disease, intestinal cell disease. Acne, skin cell disease. It's all the cell. All disease is cell disease, but there's a problem. We can talk about this till we're blue in the face, but there's a problem. Hang tight. I'll tell you what I mean when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Brightside on the Genesis Communication Network. We'll be back right after this.
Hello, it's Tom Chenault from The Tom Chenault Show. We are experts in home-based business and residual income. We show people how to make money from their home, either part-time or full-time. And in partnership with Genesis Communication Network, we've organized a team to fight back about people not having money, time, or health. And we need your help. What we want you to do is, if you've got an interest in building an organization to fight back against people taking our money, taking our time, and taking our health, we want to talk to you. All you need to do is call this number, 855-308-8326. Again, all you want to do is call 855-308-8326. You can make a tremendous amount of money and end up fighting for a great cause. Please call us right now.
Have you ever felt like the United States government knows way too much about your financial affairs? I continue to hear stories about property seizures, frozen bank accounts, confiscation of stocks and bonds. It makes me wonder if the U.S. citizen will ever again have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Unfortunately, with the Drug and Money Laundering Act, the IRS Revenue Ruling 6045 of 1984, and the Trading with the Enemy Act and Franklin D. Roosevelt's Executive Order of 1933, some precious metal holdings are subject to government intervention. For this reason, Midas Resources has prepared a report explaining the boundaries of trading precious metals privately. Whether if you have any intention of trading with Midas Resources or not, I have instructed my representatives to give this report out free. Call for your free copy at 1-800-686-2237. When investing, always proceed with caution. Again, call 1-800-686-2237. Exercise your legal right to trade metals privately. 1-800-686-2237.
We all know that Berkey Water Purification Systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey Water Filtration Systems. The Berkey Light Systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light System today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at GoBerkey.com. That's GoBerkey.com today.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for under $30,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet under $30,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Take delivery in spring. 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
We are America's largest independently owned communications network, GCN.
All right, we're back on the Brightside. Thank you, folks, for being here. We're on the air Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific and 10 to 11 Central Time, 24/7 on the archive page at brightsideben.com. If you miss a program, they're all up at brightsideben.com, and you can search benfuchsarchives.com if you miss a program or you miss a topic and you want to check out all the various shows where we cover a specific topic. You can search at benfuchsarchives.com. Thank you to Peter in the UK for setting that up for me. And